I definitely will never forget that experience. Getting crazy, crazy busy here at the salon. So much has gone on.
Okay, like what?
Everything. I definitely feel like growth has happened here in the salon. There's just a lot that has gone on. I wouldn't say negatively. There's just a lot of cleaning house that I kind of had to do. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that I feel had to happen in order for me to kind of take my workplace back. I didn't realize it was kind of lost. It was a blessing in disguise. Also a curse, because it was like there's more people working, which means not just people, girls. And so that was something that I didn't realize, and I didn't realize that I knew how to handle.
Oh my God. So yes, man, we've just been really busy. We've been all over the freaking place lately. Just got back from Indiana. There's a vlog about that. Go check that out. We went to go work in Indiana. Took Oyuki with me. She did her, was that your first company that you got to work on? Really? No, that's your second one. We went to Colorado.
Correct.
A couple of years ago. So we went, did a big job for Lufkin. That was fun. Indiana, who would have known there was casinos in Indiana? Or if there was, I mean, not to put down any of my Indiana people, I love you guys, but I just didn't think there was much out there, and I freaking loved it. Indiana was beautiful.
Right. I didn't think, I mean, I honestly, till this day, I didn't think that there was casinos outside of Vegas.
I did not. I mean, I knew there was like here and there,
but it was just
like
one of
not
those
Indiana.
Like,
yeah.
Just, I don't know.
I loved Indiana. Indiana was so nice. It was so
Beautiful,
good to go check
so
out
different.
the Amish community. Like I thought that was so crazy. They closed down like businesses and stuff like at 2 or 3 because traffic, because they still travel in their horse and carriages. I mean,
and because they still have chores to go do.
Yeah, and they have chores to go do at home. So that was amazing. Loved Indiana.
Super cool.
Indiana was good. We've been going to El Paso like every 3 weeks. So we've been going to El Paso because Oyuki has some clients in El Paso, pretty high profile clients, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's actually my cousin and his fiance's family.
Correct.
So, and she didn't get that job because they were my family. She got that job on her own. And I thought that was pretty cool. I won oyukihair.com. You got to throw that back in there. So that's how they got a hold of her. She was actually recommended by my cousin's mom. They put in a very good word for her. And
Thanks,
yeah, thank you, Vero. Yeah, now we got to go to El Paso every 3 weeks and go hang out with them. I love it.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to a wedding in Guadalajara.
Right.
You know, I heard you're having a wedding in Guadalajara. So tell me a little bit about what's going on in your busy El Paso and traveling situation.
Well, oh my gosh. First of all, I can't believe that I now am Les's mom.
Les does makeup, right?
Les do makeup.
Les do makeup.
Her mom and her sister's hair.
Yeah.
It's an
That's
honor.
Crazy. That is an
crazy.
honor.
It's super crazy because I remember just wanting to work with Les. So I did get to meet her and she's amazing. But I remember just wanting to work with her. Not because she was famous. I think we all fangirl. She was not somebody that I felt I fangirled over. But I definitely always thought about working with her because I feel like a lot of what I do involves our, like ethnic cultures.
Right.
And I just feel like she would stand for everything I stood for. And obviously I loved her, period, in general, but I just always wanted to work with her. I remember reaching out to her once and just wanting to do a collab before she was as big as she is now. And it's so cool. It just feels like a dream come true.
For real.
Like now I am her mom and sister's official stylist.
That's awesome.
And and they have become friends. I mean, Les's sister's amazing. Her mom, oh my gosh, I love Cristina. She's just she's funny. And
she loves the slots to watch. She even watches the slot channel.
She's so cute. She shares my stuff every single time. And so I think it's so cool, you know, but they are my clients and they're just normal people. And that's what I love, because even Les, she's a normal person. I got to go into her home and watch her be a mom. Watch her be a daughter and a daughter-in-law. And she's just like us. I mean, just kind of reminded me and how we hang out with our families. And it was really, really cool. So, had normal conversations. One of the conversations I can't really disclose that we had because it involves, pretty much talking about her wedding, which is not, it's not a secret, but anyways, I'll tell you guys about that, later on once it passes. But it was really cool just it's so humbling, you know, to see these people be so,
real,
successful, so real, so humble. Alex was so humble, and he was like, oh my God, he was such a fan of the fact that you moved to New York.
Oh, he loved it.
Just like,
unfortunately,
normal.
I didn't get to go to the bachelor party because I wasn't in New York that week.
Yeah, he did tell you he would invite you if you were up there. But I mean, it was just so cool. It was such an experience. I definitely will never forget that experience. And so I've been busy with that. Every 3 weeks I come and I do home visits at their house. And yeah, it's on top of that, getting crazy, crazy busy here at the salon. So much has gone on.
Okay, like what?
Everything. I definitely feel like growth has happened.
Okay.
Here in the salon. And
growth in what way? What do you mean?
I'm just, there's just a lot that has gone on in my workplace. And I wouldn't say negatively. There's just a lot of cleaning house that I kind of had to do. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that I feel had to happen in order for me to kind of take my workplace back. I didn't realize it was kind of lost. And so
do you think that was like part of you, like not being here as much because andabas allá con el novio en Nueva York, y andabas allá en Italia, y andabas. So, I mean, what do you think that?
You know, I think that,
or was it just you, or was it just the place, or was it?
I think that it had to do a lot with, yes, me not being present.
Well, because you also had just opened a new salon that required a lot of attention.
Right. There was just a lot going on in building my second location. There was a lot going on after building and opening my location. I feel like I kind of let this place, I was solely relying on the fact that, you know, for the past, at the time, 2 years, my Midland location was running so smoothly.
Yeah.
And it was like,
it was amazing.
Running on its own, pretty much.
Yeah.
Everyone here had been here for a while, and we opened up a whole new side. And it's just crazy because so one of the biggest things that started happening was just most definitely drama.
Okay.
I started losing people.
Clients.
No, people were here in the workplace.
Oh, okay.
Left and right. I started I don't know. It just kind of started falling apart for me. Mm-hmm. And my Odessa location at this point was still kind of like
building,
hanging by the thread. Yeah. I was having to work more so that I could keep that one afloat and alive.
Yeah, because it was a totally new location.
Correct.
And we're in the area, in a new city.
We are 30 miles apart. Guys, I say this loud and clear, like Midland and Odessa are two different animals.
Two different
completely.
places.
Where I didn't struggle with, and I still don't struggle with Midland, staying, busy. And when I mean busy, like all my stations rented out, etc. I have never had that problem here. And I realize it's because a lot of people just know who I am here. This is where I've lived. This is where I've worked my whole entire life. Then I go to a whole different city thinking that it's going to kind of like feed off of the first one because it's like Midland. It's Odessa. It's like not that far. Like people know. I came to realize.
You had a lot of clients come from Odessa to your Midland location. So you thought to yourself, hey, I'll open you a Midland and Odessa location and you can go there. It's closer to you.
Right. And it's crazy because I didn't realize that they were so different. And I didn't realize a lot of people in Odessa didn't know me. And so I had to work harder for my Odessa location. And I feel like that's kind of where I got lost. But being who I am, like I don't give up that easily. I definitely fight for what I love. And I'm still fighting for what I love. And I'm all about positivity. I'm all about just my passion. And so trying to survive, I feel I got lost.
Okay.
Not only that, earlier on this year, I came across a problem, a hormonal problem where I just kind of was like, not myself. And I didn't realize it was that until I went to the doctor and
I knew that
and realized that it was a huge problem. But fast forward to where we are now.
But you fixed the hormone problem.
We fixed the hormone problem. I'm back
Thank
to
God.
normal. But back to where I am now, I definitely...
It's because you're almost 40, bro.
I definitely had to stay true to my values. It involved losing some people because it involved me setting boundaries. And taking over business and realizing that business is business and my personal life is my personal life. I had to realize that toxic environments are just not meant for me and they're not meant for anyone.
Not meant for anyone.
And even though I felt like I could handle toxic behavior, as a business owner, you know that you can't speak for yourself in a business. You have to act as a business. And so that caused a little bit of, uncertainty. But not really, because once it was,
dealt with,
it was like peace all over again. And so I refuse to allow anyone to take my peace completely. And I think
as
that
anybody should.
As anybody should. I learned that earlier on in my life, with just even my divorce. And so that's definitely been a motto that I've had. And I kind of let that go for a second because I was kind of afraid of losing more people. I was struggling already with one location. I didn't want to struggle with another.
Right.
And so to set that short, like I had to come in and I had to most definitely pick apart my business. And of course, it to the naked eye feels like a negative thing, right. But I had to definitely put that aside. And because of the fact that I feel like I know I didn't do wrong by choosing to do these things, it kind of keeps your conscience clear. And so no matter what, that is something that I advise, and I still continue to advise as a person in business or in your personal life. You know, like if anybody is robbing your peace, you most definitely have to cut that out of your life. And so that's definitely something that I did. Our workplace has been very, very clean and peaceful, and I love that. With that, though, I feel like, and not just that, in general, this whole past year of how, you know, my business is going, there's a lot of things that I feel needed to happen in order for me to kind of take over again. Because I remember being this confident person that had this like confidence like no other. And I felt like I lost that. And when I say I lost myself, like I truly did all over again because of fear. And of course, I mean, I would tell you like, babe, I'm always a positive person. Like it's going to be okay. Like I was finding struggle, and I didn't realize that I needed to go through everything that I've been through to realize that I needed to take a step back. I needed to slow down.
Yeah.
But still grow.
Okay.
And so this is what, my second day that I've taken off and just done business, worked on my business, not just me, but as a whole. I am doing a lot of things that will be coming soon.
Give us a sneak peek.
One of the things that I am working on is
Spit it out.
A new website. You kind of caught me off guard with that.
Yeah.
You really did. I didn't realize we were doing a full life update.
Well, I mean, it's a whole life update on what's kind of going on.
Right.
Yeah. Raw and uncut, baby.
Raw and uncut. I mean, it's definitely, I mean, as a business owner, it's definitely, I always have to walk around without my heart on my sleeve.
Guys, like owning a business is so fucking hard.
But then you don't want to come off as a rude boss, owner, you know, she's a this and she's a that. Like
you don't understand how much as being a business owner, you have to take in, analyze, and find a proper solution business to what is going to benefit you. Mm-hmm. It's going to benefit your business, and it's going to benefit the people, the people around your business. And that includes your other employees, your other contractors, and most importantly, your clients.
Yeah. In that time, I also started losing clients.
You started losing clients.
And I started losing clients, and I was just like, what is going on? Like, you guys, as a hairdresser, and if you're a hairdresser, you understand this. When you lose someone,
it hurts.
It truly hurts.
Because you blame yourself.
Because you wonder
I can totally relate to this.
Yeah. I mean, you blame yourself because you're like, what did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong?
Did I not schedule you enough? Did I not give you a coffee? Did I not give you a drink? Did I mess you up? Like
you look back at it and you go, oh my God, like I did this. I didn't charge her. I did this. And oh my God, I was there for this. And it just hurts so much.
Yeah, because you even like, man, you invited me. I'm sorry I didn't go to your kid's birthday party, or I didn't go to this or that. Like, was that it? Like, it's hard.
It just messes with you.
It messes with you.
To say it nicely.
Hard.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like I started doubting my work. I was like, is my work good or like, what is it? But then I quickly realized that wasn't
the case.
The case.
Yeah.
So in that, I feel like that kind of also opened my eyes into most definitely taking my job. Okay, I have businesses, but I have a job. I have a career.
Because you also work behind the chair.
I also had to put in perspective that my job also has to stay my job.
Right.
And that I don't care if you're a friend or a client or a family member, that no matter what, the job needs to be done correctly and charged correctly. Like, right. I needed to stop throwing in the freebies that if someone said, hey, change my look, and well, I didn't like that look, let me go ahead and change you completely. And here I'm not charging you what it should be. That I was time. Like, why I bend over backwards and then here I am without that client again. And I just realized like, oh my gosh, like loyalty is no longer a thing, which is fine if you're not happy with the work that you've gotten. Clearly, I say this all the time, we are replaceable. Everybody is replaceable.
Oh, 100%.
And so I had to realize that, hey, you know, like if I don't work, I don't make money.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm getting older. I'm not going to be able to do this for much longer. And so I was like, I need to start working on my strengths.
Yeah.
And I need to do it now.
Now.
Okay. So I had to set aside some time, which meant not taking clients, which meant not making money, to create these life plans basically that I have so that I could work on them. So, one of the things that I am.
And congratulations to you, because I know how hard that is for you.
Yeah. I mean, I totally didn't, I never had the perspective of like, you know, like I always, like in the beginning of the year, I will stop taking new clients. And I never in my life thought I would say that ever again.
Wow, that's the first time you hear it here.
It's the first time. Like I've even given that advice.
I
like
hadn't even heard that.
I remember I had someone tell me that the day you stopped taking new clients was the day that you stopped growing. And I do believe that 100%. But I felt like in the time that I was doing that, I was overworking myself so that I could take more people in.
Right.
That I also felt like maybe I was losing the ones that have been here for a while. Mm-hmm. I work really fast. I work very efficiently. And that can be translated into rushed, in a hurry, etc. And so I decided like to pay attention to what it was that I was doing. And I realized that I wasn't wrong with how I am doing things, because the people that have been with me, they really love the fact that they come in, they get out, and it's like not even a 2-hour appointment. And they love that. So I started asking my clients questions. Many of the who that I lost have come back. And it was pretty cool to just kind of know like what happened. And that's, you know, all I'm going to say about that. But I needed that to happen in order for me to get out of this like sense in my head that I always knew that I always wanted to work. But then it made me realize like, hey, I need to start doing something more. And I would have never thought that if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I am very soon, I think that by the time this podcast comes out, I will have my new website out.
Girl, it's coming out tomorrow.
Pretty much, because I think the launch date is going to be so close.
Yeah.
I'm working on my online courses. I will be teaching. I think that's one of the strongest.
Teaching what?
So I think that one of the things that I have transcended into is most definitely like teaching either my assistants, people that need help, troubled stylists, growing stylists, and I've been able to help many. Whether it was somebody that's been doing hair for a really long time, not knowing how to juggle their time to be able to make more money.
And that means by, handling more than one client at one time.
Correctly with an assistant. Yeah. I definitely have taught a few people to do that.
Because you've always had an assistant for how long now?
Since 2018. So
6 years.
Yeah.
And through 6 years, you've been able to have 4 assistants?
Oh, no. More than that. More than that for sure. But not only assistants, like stylists in general that came to work with me that had, none of that experience. People that have come styling that are now full-time, assistants. And I'm not the only one. I feel like what I built with a salon was a community of stylists. Like I helped a lot of you or a lot of them, but they helped a lot of them too. Right. So the credit it's not for the credit. I don't need the credit. But I realize that a strong point that I have is in teaching. And so I definitely wanted to extend my career, still doing what I love, but teaching these stylists. There's a lot of stylists out there that, especially these new cosmetologists that just don't have the opportunity to learn. You don't learn what you learn outside of college,
in real world,
but you learn the basics. And I do tell people, cosmetology or hair school is very important because they do teach you the basics. And so you do need that part to understand the second part of it. But I came to realize that a lot of these people need mentorship. And as much as I want to give them mentorship out for free. Teaching is very exhausting.
Yeah.
You have different kind of learners. Some that are fast, some that are not, some that are very hands-on.
Some that are book smart.
Yeah. So me trying to juggle being, a business owner, my career, handling, teaching so many stylists on top of my assistant, and keeping clients was most definitely a juggle. And I think somewhere along the line, all of this kind of fell through. But I feel like it needed to.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't have had the same thoughts that I have now, because I would have never thought, hey, I'm going to stop working. Like stopping working Saturdays was enough, but adding an extra day of no work, I was like, no, there's no option. I mean, babe, when you left to New York, I was even in that mentality, like, babe, I love doing hair. Like, I don't ever want you to be like, oh, I make a lot of money, just
Sugar
come
mama.
live with me and, I'll take care of you. I was like, I'm always going to do hair. I literally specifically told him that. And so I feel like all these things needed to happen so that I could realize that I needed to focus on more strengths. I'm only getting older, which means that physically this job
becomes a little more draining and hard
to
on the
end,
body,
even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And so I had to focus on, other things that I could do. And so that's what I've been focusing on.
And it's the things that you learned, throughout the years that are really good shortcuts for upcoming stylists.
So I've been doing hair for 20 years.
Right.
Licensed 18. I think a lot of people always love to correct me. The ones that know that I went to school a certain year and why
They're
are
like,
you saying
lying,
20 years?
20, yeah.
But I consider my time that I was doing, all these freelancers consider their, time in doing either makeup or whatever they're doing. They consider that time because it's a learning time and it's part of their experience. I was a freelance hair artist at home with 2 kids, and I started doing hair before I started having a license. And I use those years because they were also learning experiences and part of my experience. So I just love when people correct me and they try to say, well, you've been doing it, 18 years. Why do you say 20? I've been doing it, longer than you. And I'm it's
counted.
No, I wouldn't have the need to lie about that. But, whatever. It's just one of those things that I'm just like, I know what I've done and I know what I've reached. And I did a lot of education. Like, I think in these years that I have been doing education, I don't think a lot of people understand how much money how much investment I put into my education, into my learning. I didn't just say, hey, this is the Oyuki way and boom. Like I learned from other people. I took something from that, made it my own, took something from that, made it my own. And that's how I learned. And I still am learning. I always say that if you're not learning, you're not growing.
Right.
And I love learning. Like there's times where I've learned from other people that have done hair less than me. I love learning.
Right.
And so putting all of that experience into, knowledge for someone else.
Right.
I know is going to be breakthrough for me.
And for other people.
Having, this career kind of simplified. Because I hear it all the time. My everyone that works with me will be like, oh my God, like they feel confident. And so giving that confidence back to these stylists that have basically been ruined by taking that state board test that everybody dreads, will definitely be breakthrough. And I'm so excited for it.
So you will be offering online courses.
I will be offering online courses.
And the cool thing is that you'll be able to, because we live in so where we're from, and this is kind of what I'm thinking, is we live in a smaller town, more gatekeeping town, to where it's even
everybody feels in competition,
and to where it feels like, oh, I don't want to go ask Oyuki for advice. Yeah. Like, no way, I would never. But the cool thing is online, ain't nobody gonna know that I went and I bought an Oyuki course and I watched it in the privacy of my own home and I learned some stuff from somebody that I do admire, but I would never go and ask in person.
I really hate that animosity because I've always been about unity, about creating, about...
Be like, I'm a low-key fan, but...
everyone has someone that they look up to.
For sure.
Being original is just totally not something that we all lack originality, because half of the time we're inspired by someone else.
I read this book and it's called Stealing Like an Artist. And I always tell people about this. This is the name of the book. There is nothing original. Every artist has stole something from another artist. Yeah. It is called inspiration, people.
Correct.
It's called inspiration. It's not stealing. Correct. We were all inspired at one moment or another from another artist, and it's okay.
It is. It is, truly.
Definitely.
You as a stylist don't owe me if I've taught you. You don't owe me anything.
No.
You learned from me, and what I gave you was not so that I could hold on to you, at all. I know that a lot of people feel that way, and that is completely, I want you to know right now that if you learn anything off of me, I don't want you to ever feel like you owe me anything, because that's
credit or
I don't need it. I don't need it, because everything I've ever done has been from my heart. Full-heartedly, because this passion for my career, passion for helping people is a godly gift. Nobody can take that from me. And so I'm using this gift.
It's so awesome that you're doing it, out of your heart, to feed the knowledge of what you've learned in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Of doing this to help somebody get a shortcut, or just to help them that much faster, not only in their craft, but when you work faster, you make more money.
Right.
And you work less.
Right.
Or you might work more, but you're working less, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I mean, so there's that. And back in January, I went and I took a course overseas in Scotland, in Laura, Scotland, with the very talented Jacqueline Smith.
Oh, she's awesome.
Wait, is it
Jacqueline Moss?
Jacqueline Moss.
Jacqueline Moss.
Gosh,
sorry,
Smith.
Jacqueline.
I'm sorry, Jacqueline. She taught me an incredible. I didn't know what I was signing up for, to be honest. I didn't realize that I was about to change my life and others'
people's lives. The way I see it, I'm seeing it from the outside in. The way that you change a lot of these people's lives is freaking amazing, because I had no idea. Because what is that? I want you to explain it a little bit, but I do want to put my 2 cents in on this because I think it's amazing.
I went to go learn the mesh hair integration.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it has been life-changing. I did offer a few model prices so that I could get my practice in, because
but what is it?
With anything comes obviously problem solving. The hair mesh integration systems that I am applying are basically for people that have any kind of hair loss, balding, or thinning hair issues. Okay.
So it's women going bald.
Pretty much.
I mean, mainly women. I'm sure
women that can't have regular hair extensions because they don't even have enough hair on top to cover those extensions. But it's a mess free. It's all sewn. It feels like extensions. It's not wiggish. It doesn't feel like a wig. It doesn't move like a wig. You basically wake up with hair every single day, and it's been life-changing.
I could see that.
I have had clients basically tell me, like, I can't even date because I don't want to have to take my wig off, the ones that have had wigs.
Be like, you can't, hey, clients, sorry, baby, I'm going to bed, put my wig up. Like,
yeah, I mean, imagine you meeting someone at the first time. These are things that I never put into perspective. And now I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't even imagine what this person is going through. And so I even have had clients tell me that, they've been depressed all their lives, that it's affecting their marriage.
Not just people of age. And I mean like 60, 70-year-old. No, this is young women.
And
in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s, they still go out and want to have fun. And these people cannot.
Yeah. And I've had them tell me, like, my husband will invite me out to dinner and
they always make an excuse.
Embarrassed. Like, I can't even, I'll cancel on him because he, there's no way I'm going to be out there. Or, I can't hold simple conversations because everyone's always staring at my head. And, uncomfortable situations that I've never in my life even thought about, that I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize going into this. Like, I honestly signed up for this course thinking, hey, I'm adding it to my portfolio of services. I have been doing hair extensions for over 15 years. In 2014, I
think it's funny that you can remember every single year.
He always. 2014 was when I did Hair Dreams, which is a huge extension company. It was probably my highest paying one that I paid for. But I had a few certifications before that I tried, didn't like. And so one of the things that I know, and my clients know, is that I will not apply a service just because it's like, oh, I'm going to make money off of it. Yeah. If it does not benefit your hair, I will not continue to offer the service. And so, long story short, 15 years of doing extensions, I was like, I'm just going to add it to my portfolio of things. I love learning. And I never thought it would change my life or that I could change someone's life. And that's what it's been. There's a few quirks. I know that I thought it would be easier and it wasn't. My first client, like, I had to go back, read notes, stop. Took me about 7 hours. Like, I couldn't even do it. It was really frustrating. And since then, I've kind of because of my extension knowledge, kind of like tweaked what I learned and made it into my own. Or I don't know if it's my own. Like I problem solved some of the
where you were
issues
struggling.
some of my clients were having, I was having, and I still continue to just think like, oh my gosh, how can I make this better? I haven't been able to teach anybody in my workplace because, again, there's a lot of problem solving that I myself had to do. But it's not to say that it's not coming in the future. And now it's here. Mm-hmm. I am releasing my online and soon hands-on training for this. It won't
because it is so worth it.
There's going to be more. There's going to be a lot of learning for stylists. I feel like I have lots and lots to teach. And so it won't stop at extensions. It'll continue into behind the chair things, things that stay in the chair, things that happen, things that can happen, just trying to teach, as much as possible. And it's here. It's here and I'm ready for it. And I'm ready for this next chapter in my life that I didn't know I was going to be in, to be honest.
So your life just keeps evolving.
I am also working on an ebook.
Okay.
I think that's something new to you.
I'm not surprised.
I definitely told you last week that I was going to write a book.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, still crazy to me, but it's funny because I've already outlined it. I've already, I'm excited.
So you've done this in 2 days? Because, guys, like Oyuki has literally, this is her second day off, which she chose
away from hair.
She chose a certain day out of the week. One day, oh my God, I can't even get my thoughts together. One day out of the week to work. One extra day off, but not off, but to work on things for the future. And she's already writing a motherfucking book.
I've already outlined it. Okay. That just means
so she's already writing a book and some courses online that it's really going to benefit, just a whole lot of people on the education side because you've learned all of this stuff.
It's a whole life. It's a whole life. And I've just, I'm also working on travel guides because we do travel. We travel a lot. And I think that's one of the biggest questions that I get all the time.
Everywhere we go, hey, bro.
Where should I go? What should I do?
I'm going over here. Where do I go eat? I'm like.
And you don't realize when you're asking that, you don't realize the excessive information that we have to gather up and get. And so on top of having our fans, on top of having our clients, on top of having our family, friends, it's overwhelming. And so I've developed some travel guides. Some
because
will be free.
We do it out of the goodness of our heart to be like, bro, I want the best food for you. Or I want
you to have the best experience.
I want you to have the best experience.
Or the most out of your experience. And so it's a lot. I mean, there are hours and hours of conversation to be had, but we don't have that kind of time. Nobody does. And so I've come up with some free downloads and some that you do have to pay for because it's a lot more extra knowledge. And I feel like I've worked hard for that. So that's also something I'm working on, releasing my own podcast.
Yeah.
Involving behind the chair stuff. Mm-hmm. Should I tell them what the name of it is?
I don't know if you've fully decided.
No, I fully decided on the name of the podcast.
Oyuki was having
I was having an
identity crisis yesterday.
I was having an identity crisis yesterday.
Because, she just had no idea how to put all of this together because it's so much knowledge, so much experience, and not just work, but life and travel to put all of this together.
When you think of me, I'm going to ask you this. When you think of me, what is it that you feel identifies me? I'm going to ask
Beautiful.
them.
Sexy. Pink. I could keep going.
I mean,
go down in the
comments.
Go down in the comments and just...
For clients, when you hear my name, when someone is telling you about me, or, you know, I don't know, if someone is mentioning me, what do you think of? Like, when you hear my name, what do you think of? It's truly a question because, like I said, I was having an identity crisis as to what I would call my website.
She had no idea. It was so funny, guys, and I'm laughing at it because she's like, I don't know what to call my website. What do I do? Because I just have so much information to give. I
didn't want to veer away from my name because my name has been the same since I started Instagram or any social media.
Since you was a baby.
So I identify it as a logo,
as a brand,
because I identify it as it. And I didn't want my website to be something that you had to get to know again. Right. If that makes sense.
It makes sense.
So I did build a different website, but because it was the name of my podcast.
Oyuki builds her own websites, guys, by the way.
I'm so picky. It's not that I'm so picky. It's just that when I envision something, it never comes out the way I envision because I'm very terrible at explaining and drawing it out.
Yeah.
So I did come up with the name for my podcast, which will be, drum roll, please.
I only have an applause. Do we have a drum roll? Drum roll, chimes, megaphone. I thought we did have
You took too long.
Sorry, it took too long. Sorry, guys. This is unedited, uncut, raw. But I don't have a drum roll. Sorry.
It's okay.
But I do have a monster.
We do not want to sound like that when we say it.
I can
so
announce
the name...
the website like this.
No, it's not my website. So the name of my podcast will be...
What?
Beyond the Stylist.
Beyond the Stylist.
Starring Oyuki.
So it's also going to be a website because obviously that's where I'll put my podcast stuff.
So tell me about this podcast because I had no idea about it, like completely, fully. I know the idea was up in the air, but so are we going to have guests on here? Is it just you or... They're kicking me off, guys. See y'all. Bye.
No, I'm not kicking you off. You will probably be part of it completely. But
I'm kidding.
It's just, either problem solving. A lot of people want to know. A lot of stylists want to know, experiences. There's just a lot, diaries, like what happens when you come out of school. Like there's just a lot of
from behind the chair.
Yeah, like they just want to know what life is like.
Oh man.
Beyond the stylist. Like how do you do it? How are you such a mom? How did you do this? How did you juggle this? And so it's going to be
dealing with mom guilt and
Beyond the Stylist is the name of my podcast, and it's going to feature mini series in life.
I'm glad you have a name, and I've been doing this, and I still don't have a name.
We don't have a name together. Well, because we do want to venture into our own, like couples one.
Yeah.
And then you also have your own that you want to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
I'll be kicking Oyuki off of mine.
No, because you want to invite there's different things that you want to do, and that's okay.
Yeah. But we just have so much information.
We have so much information.
So much knowledge. People want to come on the inside and see what it is on how to deal with our business.
Right.
For one, each businesses that we have to deal as a creator.
Correct.
To deal as a worker, to deal with clients, and how to deal with family.
Personal life.
Yeah, like your personal life.
So
it is very hard.
It'll involve that. So that's another thing that I'm doing. And I'm just working on growing my salon, growing me, my salon, and the people that are in it. The people that are here to stay, the people that I wouldn't say have nowhere to go. Everyone has somewhere to go.
Yeah.
But I definitely want them to have an experience like they've never had, people that have worked in other environments and other places. I want it to be an incentive for working here. Like, you work here, you don't just work here. These people market you. These people do so much for your growth that I don't want to leave until I'm ready for growth. And that's something that I want to be identified as. Like,
right.
She helped me do this. She helped me do that. Not because I need...
But not in a sense of,
no,
I need the credit.
Right.
You better credit me.
But it's like, when you think of me, I want you to think of a person that helped you humbly, helped you in every which way.
Yeah.
There's, I'm always going to be a villain in someone's story, but I think that as a whole person, when you're a good person, you know better than to believe.
But that's the stuff that you're going to get from,
everybody. And I know that, and I don't care. Not that I don't care about people. I just don't care what's being said about me.
Tell me the name again.
Beyond the Stylist.
And that's what I was going to say is, that's the information that you're going to get on Beyond the Stylist.
That was what I came up with for my website. Remember, That's the identity I was having. I knew I wanted that to be my podcast because I knew I wanted it to be further talk, like whether it's women, relationships, whether it's overcoming this, overcoming that. In all respect, like in our podcast, the last thing that I want to talk about is like my failed marriage and my this and my that. Like, because I don't care, like that's in the past, but I feel like my story can help other women.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons that I felt like I wanted to have my own, because I wanted to respectfully not have to have those types of conversations.
Right.
Although you're going to be here, I'm saying it's just not something I want to talk about on our channels.
Right.
So I wanted it to be beyond the stylist. Like, what do you want to know beyond this hair person that you come to every single day, that you have questions for on the daily? Like, how did you do this? Where did you go? What did you do? Where did you buy? And so that's what I wanted to like identify as. So that's the identity crisis I was having. I was like, man, if I name this that, people are going to be like, who's that? And what's that mean? So I was like, I need to go with my name. And I went with oyukilaartista.com.
Oyukilaartista.com.
Because I feel like when you think about that, you simply go and you're like, okay, this is about her, but what is inside of her? And in that website, you're going to find what is inside of me, which is my business. You'll find my podcasts. You'll find useful information. You'll find ways to contact me, book me. You'll find my YouTube channel. You'll find everything that is about me there. And I feel like that's just going to be a great way to start. And I can't wait to market that part of me.
I love that.
So that's what I've been working on, you guys. And I
so that's
thank you
been
so much
Oyuki's update in her life.
The flooding.
Writing a motherfucking book.
I don't have that yet. But hey, now that I said it.
You got to do it.
I got to do it.
You got to do it.
And I hope that so many of you will read it.
Guys, like I said, today's episode was brought to you by Hola Bonita in Midland and Odessa. We'll throw them in there. We'll throw that one in there for free so I can pay next month's rent. So, yes, guys. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I mean, about that life update, that's where we're at. We are going...
We'll talk about that on another one. Where's it at? Where's it at? Oh, no, that's megaphone. We're going to wrap it up on that one here. So is there anything else you want to say?
No, No, truly, it's just, thank you so much for watching, so much for listening.
So much for supporting.
I promise you that, there's, other than just talking about us, there's going to be episodes where we give amazing information. And
we just had to get you guys a life update.
Yeah. And so I'm so ready. I'm so excited. And
there's a lot coming.
Can't wait. There's a lot coming.
And we can't wait to have other guests on here as well. As soon as I figure out all this lighting and camera situation.
I mean, and I am doing a rebrand. So stay tuned for that.
Definitely. New Hola Bonita.
Yeah. Like, I think everybody thought I was done, but it's like, no, I'm just getting started.
Guys,
and so
it's been awesome. It's been really good. But, in life, you got to keep moving forward.
Always.
Got to keep moving forward.
God first.
God first. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
And keep moving forward. And I hope that each and every one of you that are watching are looking forward to these amazing
little chit-chats.
Chit-chats. We will be here way more often. And now that's definitely a promise that we're making because we now have the stability for that. And so we can't wait. And we thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much, Hola Bonita, for having us here. And thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys. We're going to end it up like the old way. Comment, like, subscribe down at the bottom. Share it.
Please share.
If you learned anything or any entertainment or any information, we just ask that you guys just share this podcast with somebody. Share it with a friend.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Love
Have
you
a blessed day. Bye.
Oh, we got to end it with a song.
Oh,
Wait.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
God bless, and we love you.
Good night, for real, because I'm hungry.
Oh, Lord.
Let's go your path. Let's go have some dinner.